the heck is Daniel Driscoll, the U.S. Army Secretary, and why is he so involved in peace negotiations between the United States and Russia and the United States with Ukraine? That's a great question because historically speaking, his position does nothing when it comes to foreign talks or just foreign missions at all. So where on earth did this guy come from? Let's back up here for a second. Usually, whenever there's any kind of foreign policy that needs to be hammered out, the person who leads this is the U.S. Secretary of State, the U.S. National Security Advisor, the Presidential Special Envoy. You know, not the Secretary to the Army. So to see someone like him do negotiations is outside historic norms. And when I say we usually see, I mean 100% his position never does stuff like this. Usually they handle budgets and personnel and army policy and logistics and installations, not peace negotiations. So what brings this guy into the fold? He's an extremely close friend of J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance wanted someone who could put pressure onto Ukraine, and so they brought him in. Which, let's remember that Marco Rubio should have been in this position, and he didn't even know that these talks were kind of going on, which means that there's definitely some kind of riff going on in the White House. Because this guy is besties with J.D. Vance, and he has some kind of loyalty towards Donald Trump, he's now in this position to do these things that historically he wouldn't have been able to do. Let's remember the three things that he just said a few days ago, just so that you're aware of where he is. One, he says that Ukraine is in a weak position. Two, he says Ukraine must give up territory. Number three, he says that Trump has ran out of patience. You could see which lane he's rolling down. Bottom line is, there's an extremely unqualified person trying to do peace negotiations, and we're really not sure how it's going to work out. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I'll be sure to keep you updated, so please do share my videos and follow me for more. Europe will be sending troops into Ukraine. That is what French President Macron has just stated. But before you start freaking out, it's going to be after a peace deal is signed. Let's go ahead and break it down. As Ukraine is still working through what the security guarantees will be so that, well, Russia doesn't invade ever again, one of the stipulations from the original talks was that Ukraine would get some kind of reassurance force. This would be something where, countries would send in some troops. These troops would then just kind of stay in certain areas, and it would be a deterrent so that Russia would not try to go inside of Ukraine. Because remember, while the United States is negotiating with Ukraine, the coalition of the willing still has their red lines. This is something completely different than NATO. These are just regular troops from different countries such as the United Kingdom, it could be Turkey, it could be France, could be multiple countries. And these troops would not be stationed on the front lines. They would be in major Ukrainian cities. Think of Kyiv, Odessa, places like that. Grand question is this something that Russia would be okay with? And from what we're reading so far, no, not really. But you got to draw the line somewhere, and I think that having other forces inside of Ukraine is definitely a big deterrent. But let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below. I'll be sure to keep you updated, so please do share my videos and follow me for more.